about 20 minutes past 7 or something, but I don't want to waste time on this. So, what I'm going to be doing for all of you right now is that I'm going to be recording this session so that those of you who were not able to access it during the live session will have access to it after the session. All right. And so, I don't want to waste time on this. Welcome to this particular workshop, this particular bootcamp, this particular webinar, this training, whichever way you want to call it, right? I'm going to be your facilitator for tonight, and my name is Steven Ado. Now, it's important for me to do a few things. So, what I'm going to basically be talking about is freelance like a pro, right? Freelance like a pro. I know a lot of you might have heard about freelancing, but you don't really have a clearer picture of the entire concept and how it works, right? So over this weekend, you're going to be learning, right, how to freelance like a pro. You're going to be moving from a place of a beginner, right, an amateur, to a pro, right, over this 3 days webinar. And beneath that, we have scale to profit. Now, the idea is that in this particular freelance course, you're going to be learning how to move from a place of scale to a place of profit. Because I have this saying, and I keep saying this thing all the time, right? That it is one thing to know a skill, and it's another thing to understand the business of the skill. The two are not the same. So you can be extremely talented, you can be extremely skillful, but you will not learn, you will not earn from that particular skill. All right? Because the fact that you have that knowledge doesn't necessarily translate into profit. You need to have a certain system in place that is able to convert your skill into profit. And that is what we are going to be doing over this weekend, right? We're going to freelance like a pro, and we're going to look at how we can move our skill from a place of raw skill or raw talent to a place of profit. So, I mean, let me quickly give you a story, right? What about your excuses? I don't know how many of you are struggling to make ends meet. I don't know how many of you have been trying to find a way around this, right? Trying to make money online. But I want to tell you something, right? That whatever your excuse is, it is valid. Whatever excuse you have is valid. But your excuses do not change your reality, right? They do not change your experiences. And so, a story is told of Cain and Abel. And by the way, I'm not trying to preach to anybody here. That's something I'm not going to do. Just for the lesson's sake, right? I just want us to pick a few lessons there, then we move on from there. I hope that is okay. So these two siblings, right? They want to offer sacrifice to God, and after the sacrifice, God rejects the sacrifice of Cain, and He accepts that of Abel. Now, if you are conversant with the narrative of sacrifices, especially when it comes to the God of the Bible, you will understand that in most of the cases, you need an element of blood in your sacrifice. And that is exactly what Abel offered. And that was why Cain's sacrifice was rejected. When we were young, they used to tell us Cain offered rotten yams and all of that, which is untrue, right? So the element of blood that was missing in Cain's sacrifice was what led to his rejection. Why is this important? Cain could have defended himself and said to God, God, you know what? What I had is what I gave you. So why should you reject it? And he will be right, because of course what he had is what he gave. So at this point, you must understand, it's not about what you have. It's not about what your excuses are built on. It's not about what your defense is, right? It's about meeting the standard. It's about meeting the requirements. And that's the lesson I want you to derive from that particular story. So you're going to be learning how you can move your skill to a place of profit over the next 3 days. Now, please, if your phone is on portrait, kindly put it on a landscape mode so that you can see clearly what I have on my screen here. If your phone is on portrait mode, please put it in Oh, I said put it on portrait. Sorry, put it on landscape mode, right? Put it on landscape mode. Please put your phone on landscape mode. I want you to see clearly what I am about to show you in this webinar, all right? Okay, awesome. Right. Again, turn off all distractions. If you have anything around you that's going to be distracting you during these lessons, please put it off. And if you have a pen, your diary, please get it up, pick it up, because you're going to be jotting out some things, right? Now, just before we get into it, who are you listening to? Who am I, and why should you even listen to me? Now, my name is Steven Ado, like I said earlier. I've been in this online space since 2018, and I've been doing this profitably. And it's important that I emphasize the word profitably, because, of course, you can do this for 10 years and still not make any profits, right? So I've been doing this over the last about 5 years, right? Since 2018, actually. And I've been doing a whole lot of stuff, right? Different things. So I'm Steven Ado, and I'm a new media consultant. I have experience in freelancing, in affiliate marketing, in blogging, in mobile app creation, Google Ad Mob and AdSense, Facebook advertisements, and all of those stuff, right? So this is something I've been doing. I've been talking about it on my page, in webinars and in seminars, right? So you know that this is not just an ordinary person who has no idea, of course, about what he's going to be sharing, right? I just want you to know. So now that we know who I am, it's important that I tell you that, look, throughout my experience, I have found out, right, that there are different approaches to some of these things, So I have done a lot of things right, and that is important. I have done a lot of things right. But again, I've also done a lot of things wrong. So, yes, I have scars in this industry. And having gone through those experiences, I can tell you there are actually two ways in doing freelancing, right? There are two ways. First of all, we have the hard way, and then we have the easy way. There's the hard way, and then there's the easy way. Now, how many of you want to go the hard way or the easy way? Which of these ways do you want me to show you? Let me know which of these ways you want me to show you right now. All right. Do you want the hard way, or do you want it the easy way? Right. I know nobody wants to go the hard way. Of course, I can understand. But let me quickly show you what the hard way entails, right? So the hard way will have to entail you trying to learn everything, right? You try to learn everything, trying to learn copywriting, trying to learn graphic designing, trying to learn website design, land page design, all sort of copywriting, articles writing, video editing. You would be learning a whole lot of things when you choose the hard way. Now, the other thing about the hard way is that you will end up accepting client work that you are not qualified for, right? You will end up accepting works that you are not qualified for. Now, excuse me, just a moment. Somebody is trying to join. Let me add them. Okay, I think they already jumped in. All right. So you don't want to do that, right? Because I'll tell you why you don't have to choose this. Trying to accept clients' work that you are not qualified for just because there's a work up there, there's a gig available, so you want to go grab it, even when you know you're not qualified for it, right? That is not good for you as a freelancer. It is not a good thing to do. It will discredit you, and it will affect your freelancing business, your freelancing approach to earning, right? Now, another thing about trying to go the hard way is that a lot of people are still saying they are unable to join. I don't know why, but well, don't worry. We are still recording the session so they can have access to it. Providing a limited range of services. I mean, if you want to choose the hard way, you will be limited in the kind of services that you get to choose, right? And that is why the hard way is not good, because you want to earn. And as somebody who want to make a lot of money, it's important to expand your net, right? You need to go a little bit into the deep so that you can have a lot of harvest like Peter and the disciples did on the sea, right? You want to go into the deep, and going into the deep, a limited range of services does not help, right? So we will look at how you can set up your gigs such that it will cover a different and a wide range of services, which will open up your chances of making more money online through freelancing. And you can actually misunderstand the entire industry if you choose the hard way. Now, who wants the easy way? Tell me, guys, who wants the easy way? I know you're excited to learn the easy way, right? Are you excited to learn it through the easy way? Okay. Now, today we're going to be looking at only module 1 of the entire curriculum, right? I put out about 6 modules, and we're going to do model 1 today because, I mean, who serves the best wine on the first day? But of course, this is also going to be quite an interesting session, right? And so, yes, what exactly are you going to be learning in this session? We are going to be doing the introduction to freelancing. We're going to be looking at what exactly is freelancing and why is it becoming increasingly popular. We will also talk about the benefits of freelancing, qualities of a good freelancer, identifying skills and talents that can be monetized, and some freelancing terminologies, right? So, are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm super excited about this, right? Let's get right into it. Now, first of all, what is freelancing? What is freelancing? Now, when we talk about freelancing, I'm going to be using basic words, simple words that you can understand easily, right? So, freelancing simply means working and getting paid per job. Working for somebody and getting paid per job. Freelancing is not employment. Freelancing is not employment. I repeat, nobody is employing you. You are rather accepting gigs, works that you want to or you feel that you can do and getting paid for it. So you are not entitled, or you are not and going to be bounded by any rules of conduct by an employee. And so that is basically the concept of freelancing. Now, freelancing is simply helping people out. Now, understand, it's not just about the money. You are going to be providing value, right? You're going to be helping people address their needs. You're going to help people solve their business problems. There are people out there who are looking for people like you, right, to write articles on their blogs for them because they are busy, or perhaps they don't have the time, or they don't have the knowledge, they don't know how to do it. So people like you who are available will decide, look, you know what, I know you're occupied, I want to help you with your blog, but you're gonna pay me something, right? You're gonna pay me some bucks. So yes, that is basically what freelancing is. So there are a whole lot of benefits that come with freelancing, and one of them is that there is so much flexibility, right? Because you don't have to wake up at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., get to work at 9 and close at 5 p.m. You don't have to go through that kind of rat race lifestyle, right? Freelancing gets rid of that kind of lifestyle. And so it offers you flexibility. You can decide to sleep all day and do your work at night. You can decide to sleep all night and do your work during the day. Nobody really cares. All that matters is that you are meeting the deadline for whoever's gig you are doing, right? So the fact that there is flexibility does not also mean you're going to be sleeping on somebody's gig. It's important that you catch up with time because, of course, when we get to the qualities of a good freelancer, that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about. Meeting deadlines. If you're a freelancer who doesn't meet deadlines, wahala for you, I swear. Nobody would want to give you their business. And you must understand that for every freelancing gig that you perform or that you do for somebody, they have an option to rate you. And whatever comments that they post on your wall, which of course you cannot delete, whatever comments they post there will either affect you negatively or positively. So it is important that you put in or you make sure you are meeting the needed work ethic, especially meeting deadlines, because that is important. The other benefits that freelancing offers you is that you have autonomy over your work, right? You have autonomy over your work. Nobody is coming to call you and say, "Hey, Steve, you know what? I need you guys to attend this meeting for me. I need you guys to attend this workshop. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna slash your salary by 20% because you came late today. Hey, you know what? You can be resting at this point. You got to do this exercise for me. We got a meeting here, and all of those cash, all of those stuff. See, because you have autonomy over your work, you work when you want, you work how you want it. All right, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of freelancing, guys. That's how beautiful freelancing is. You don't have to be toyed and kicked around anyhow, right? And the other thing is that with freelancing, you are not going to be tied to one location. So this is not an employment, like I said, where you have to be in a physical structure, a physical edifice every single day of your life, trying to work something out. You can be doing your freelancing gigs on your, how do we call it, on your phone. You can use your phone to do your freelancing gigs. You can use your laptops, and you can work anywhere in this world, in this damn world, right? All that matters is that you have access to internet. And once you have access to internet, you know what? You can even decide to go and sit at the lorry station. You can even decide to go and sit on the stadium, at the stadium, go to a library, anywhere you want to work, right? So you are not tied to one location. And look at how beautiful it is, guys. Just imagine how beautiful it is, right? To have the freedom to be working from anywhere in the world. Isn't that beautiful? So you can travel, you can jackpot from here to a different land and still be performing your freelance gigs. Because with freelancing, there is no boundary. Because, of course, the people you are even going to be working for, the people you are going to be working for are in different parts of the world. And that's what I tell people. I've had people come to me and say, "Look, Steve, this is my skill. And the people in my community, they are not interested in this skill. How am I going to make money from it?" And I'm like, "Look, you are looking at the wrong side of this thing. You are looking at the wrong side of this thing. You don't have to work for people in your environment. There are people in India, people in the United Kingdom, people in the US, people from France, Belgium, that need this kind of service that you offer. Why do you want to tie yourself down? Why do you want to pin yourself down with your Ghanaian local people?" Right? The other thing is that it helps you avoid that kind of boss wahala. Your boss says that, and you have to obey, you have to follow, right? Even when you have a day off, your boss is still calling you to come to work because there's an emergency. When you have decided to take a day off and rest, that's when you have a call. "Hey, we have an emergency meeting. Kindly make sure you are here in the next 15 minutes." Just imagine the stress. What if you are out of town, right? So that is one of the benefits that for me freelancing offers, right? And the other one is to decide your own income, because of course you are not going to be on controller and accountants general's payroll, right? You're not going to be on the government of Ghana's payroll where he decides how much he wants to pay you, right? With freelancing, look, you have a blank check. Put in any amount you want to earn, guys. Put in any amount you want to earn. That's how beautiful freelancing is. Put in any amount you want to earn. The check is yours. How much do you want to earn per month? Right? How much do you want to earn? So it's simply up to you. You decide how much you want to earn. And like I said, how do I for instance, if I set a target, I want to earn $1,000 in a month. How do I get this? How do I get this amount of money in a month? Right? So we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Right? Quickly, let's go back to what we have in what you're supposed to learn today. All right, so we are done with the benefits of freelancing. Let's come to the qualities of a good freelancer. The qualities of a good freelancer. And listen, guys, if you want to be a freelancer, I have said this, right? So let me put this here. Qualities of a freelancer. Not just a freelancer, a good one, of course, right? Qualities of a good freelancer. Now, the number one thing, which of course I've already spoken about, is make sure you are time bound. Make sure you are time bound. You must. The reason why I'm talking about being time bound is this. See, guys, when you are working as a freelancer, I know that you can choose what time of the day you want to work, and there is nothing wrong with it, right? But on freelancing platforms, when you are dealing with your clients, you are required, it is a requirement, and you cannot escape that. It is required that you state emphatically how long it is going to take you to provide the solutions they need. So maybe how long is it going to take you to deliver this project? You can decide and say, look, this is going to take me 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. That's okay, right? You can even say, look, it's going to take me 5 days, but if you pay me extra amount, I'm going to be able to deliver in 3 days. If you pay me extra, let's say $10, I can deliver in 2 days. How about that? That's how beautiful freelancing is, right? So one of the things is make sure you can meet deadlines. And by the way, just because I said they will pay you extra if you can finish early, doesn't mean you should always be forcing yourself to finish early. You know, the quality of your output, your work output, is also important. So don't follow the money and miss the quality of your work output. Very important. I know I'm saying this because see, I've I've been in this game. I know how some people think, right? So just because they're going to be able to earn money by finishing early, then why don't I tell this guy I can even finish in a day? Meanwhile, the person is probably perhaps asking you to write 10 blog posts, 500 words each for him. And you are saying, look, I'm going to finish in 1 day. Please don't do that. It's important that I say this. Please don't do it. Tell the person, look, you know what? 3 days or 5 days. Give me extra $5, extra $10, extra $15, and I can be done in 2 days. And guys, listen. See, I'm going to show you the magic. You know, gone were the days when we were struggling to meet deadlines. If you see, I've told you there is a hard way and there's an easy way. The hard way, it would take some people about 5 days to write 10 blog posts. But see, today, it can take you 2 days or 1 day to finish it. But I don't encourage that. Even if you finish, take your time and go through it. And that is especially because of the emergence of artificial intelligence tools, right? That can help you do the work in a single day. I remember I was doing a project for a client like that. She needed a business plan. So she told me about the business she was going to do. And she needed a business plan because she had spoken with an investor, and the investor said she should submit a business plan. But she didn't have any idea how to write a business plan. I'm like, okay, I got your back, baby. Talk to me. So she described the entire business model to me. And I'm like, you don't have any problem. I'm going to search you out. All right. So, yes, I just jumped onto a particular artificial intelligence tool, which of course I will be talking about, but not in today's session, right? So I jumped on, and in just about 30 minutes, I had already finished a 10-page business plan for the lady. I had already finished a 10-page business plan for the lady in less than 30 minutes. Who does that? Right? Isn't that amazing? I mean, yes, that's because I wasn't using my manual effort. I wasn't trying to brainstorm and kill myself, rack my brain, and all of those stuff. I've got AI tools that help me finish with my tasks early, right? So make sure you are time bound, and you can be time bound by leveraging artificial intelligence tools. And I'm going to be, see, if you stay with me throughout this weekend, I'm going to give you a list of about 50 artificial intelligence tools that is going to help you up your game, because a lot of the people on those platforms, they don't know how these things work, bro. They don't know, because when they receive tasks, see, if you have artificial intelligence tools, you can accept a lot of gigs, and what that means is more gigs, more money, right? So AI will help you finish early so you can accept new ones and work on them, make your money. So make sure you are time bound. Time bound. Another thing, you must know how to negotiate, guys. You must know how to. What am I typing? Okay. You must know how to negotiate, guys. As a freelancer, one of the qualities that will help you is your negotiation skills. If you don't know how to negotiate, that's okay. That's okay. But at least learn it, right? Learn it, because it's going to help you. It's going to help you a lot. A lot, actually. You know, when you are dealing with these clients, sometimes, some of them may decide to get you to reduce your price. But you must understand the value that you offer. Especially when you are just starting, sometimes because you just want to taste some money, like you want to feel that you have earned something. So you are quick to reduce your prices just because they are asking for a reduction. So you reduce your prices drastically. And if you do that, you can be working hundreds of gigs in a month and you may not earn much. And it all boils down to your ability to negotiate. Your ability to negotiate. It's very important. You must know how to negotiate. Because otherwise, these people, you don't know them. Those Indians, those American ladies on those freelancing platforms, they're going to get you to reduce your costs. What else? You need a lot of confidence, because it will reflect in your negotiations, in your chats, in your dealings, in your voice recordings. Your level of confidence, it's going to reflect there. Build your confidence. Believe that you deserve the amount that you are charging, guys. Don't let low self-esteem put you into a place where you begin to charge less for your tasks. Very important. Your level of confidence will also reflect in how you price your gigs. It's very, very important that you get this. So please, even before you get there, see, I'm giving you these things because how much you earn, whatever decision you make, is coming from a particular understanding, right? So I want to make sure I'm feeding you with that understanding even before we get onto the playground, guys. So this is the most important part. We are building the framework that is going to sustain us throughout our freelancing journey, right? So make sure that you fill up your confidence bucket, right? Pour a lot of confidence into yourself. Tell yourself that you deserve to charge $20 on a particular gig, $30, $100, right? On a particular gig. You deserve it. How much is $100? That's about 1,000 cities, right? So just imagine you can perform a single gig. You can create a single gig, one task that can earn you $100 in a day. That's about 1,000 cities or so. More than 1,000 cities, right? Just imagine. So you must be time conscious, be time bound, make sure you are meeting deadlines, learn how to negotiate, build confidence in yourself, because it's gonna help you, right? It's gonna help you. I don't want to talk much. We have just 1 hour. I can't say everything, right? And don't worry, by the way, if you have any challenges, any issues, you can simply reach out to us. I'm going to open the floor for your questions right at the end. So just before that, let's go. What are the skills that I can monetize? I can monetize. What are the talents? Somebody says, you know what? I sell charcoal. How do I monetize my skills on a freelancing platform? Okay, we're going to talk about that. So, what skills can we monetize? What skills? What skills? What skills? Whoa, is anybody asking himself that question? Skills that you can monetize. Skills to monetize, right? The skills that you can monetize, right? Number one, your writing skills. Very important. If you don't know how to write, go and learn how to write. If you don't know how to write, guys, go and learn how to write. Because if you know how to write, look, you are ahead of your colleagues, you are ahead of your competitors, you are ahead of them, like way ahead, if you know how to write. Because there are people who are looking for others to write songs for them, to write poems, to write blog posts, to write articles, to write biographies, and so many more. And another thing, some of you are good at language learning, right? So you can actually speak and understand different languages, right? So that is also a plus because you can monetize that skill. So your ability to translate languages. And if you are listening carefully, you know, just because Isaac says go and kill me a game doesn't mean you should go to the bush, right? Jacob didn't go to the bush, but he was able to offer a game to his father. How did he do it? So, yes, you don't speak Spanish. I know, but I can teach you how to be Spanish, how you can speak and how you can actually write and translate pages and pages of copies and books and notes into different languages, right? Simply by using artificial intelligence tools. And I don't mean Google Translate. Now, the reason why I don't encourage Google Translate is because of grammar. I've observed over time that usually Google Translate will do just sort of direct translations and all that. I mean, it is good, right? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not condemning it, right? It's good, but I do not encourage that you use it. Well, we used to use it, but not now, especially with the advent of certain AI tools, which I'll be talking about in our subsequent sessions, right? So, with those tools, you can translate contents from different languages to other languages, right? So you can decide and say, look, I will translate your English scripts into Spanish in 3 days, in 2 days, in 24 hours. And you can do that, of course, using AI tools. So you can translate your graphic design. Some of you are good at designing graphics. You know how to design flyers, especially using tools like Canva, Photoshop, right? There's another tool that is trying to compete with Canva. I've forgotten the name. I'll get it for you, right? I'll get it for you guys. That is a free tool. I know Canva, you have to pay something. Of course, you can use. I know. I'll teach you how to go about it, right? Where you don't have to pay for the premium, but you will still get access to premium features in Canva, right? This is the only place you get this, guys. This is the only place you get this, right? So if you're good in graphic design, you can do it, right? If you are an academia, like an academician or whatever, you can decide to write business plans for others, like I was doing, and I still do, of course. If you need a business plan, please hook me up, okay? I'm gonna give you a detailed business plan for your business so that you can use it to grab investment from your investors. Okay, so even if you know how to sing, you can teach people how to sing, guys. You can teach people how to sing. If you are sewing, you can teach people how to sew. I just want you to get this. It's not just about um these things that I'm saying, so that somebody who didn't go to school or somebody who is not so much versed into some of these things doesn't feel like he's not part of it. You are a part of it. Even if you sell charcoal, you can teach people about the business of charcoal, right? How it works. Where do we start from? How much should they invest? How do they approach their customers? You can do these things. Okay? So don't feel like you're not a part of it, because you are. All right. So that is not all. The skills are innumerable, guys. You can even teach people, you can console people, like you can motivate people, you can have a chat with people, right? And motivate them and they will pay you. It's amazing. I mean, see, some people don't even know how to tie a tie, right? A tie. Some people don't know how to do it. You can teach them and get paid for it, right? So there are countless of things that you can do on freelancing platforms that will pay you. You can design websites. If you are good at website design, you can do SEO settings, like search engine optimization for the people, and get paid. If you're a developer, you can develop websites and mobile apps and softwares for people and get paid for it. So whatever skill, whatever knowledge you have, just tell me. I'll show you how to monetize it. Okay? If I have not mentioned your knowledge, don't worry. Just tell me. Feel free. Talk to me. Tell me what your knowledge is. I'll teach you how to monetize it. Sometimes your monetization process may even go beyond freelancing. We may end up establishing a business for your knowledge, right? So don't worry if I didn't mention yours, right? It's just that I want to stay within the time. So those are some of the skills that you can monetize, right? Like these things. Let me add a few, right? Um, like copywriting, script writing. Like some people are looking for people to write scripts for them, like songwriting, um, things like what again? There are many, right? There are many. Like you can even do ghost writing for people, where you will write for them and get paid, and they will go and publish the book, right? Don't worry, even if you don't have any idea about the topic that they want to write about. I'll show you how to go about it. Okay. My name is Steven. You can call me TSA. I'm the only one who does this better than anybody else. Okay. Right. So these are just a few of them. Let me add video editing. Okay, it's one of the things I enjoy doing. Right, so you can edit videos for them using certain mobile apps like CapCut, like InShot, like KineMaster. You can do these things like 3D animation, like cartoon animation, 2D animation, and all of those stuff. All these are skills that you can learn. These are high demand skills that you can learn and monetize on freelancing platforms. And by the way, please don't limit yourself to freelancing. Very important. I keep telling people your dream must be bigger than a freelancer. I know there's money in freelancing, but for me, I feel like freelancing is only good for you when you are just starting out, right? But you must have a bigger picture than just being a freelancer. For instance, if you're good at video editing, approach businesses and tell them, yo, I can edit an advertising video for you. You can end up striking or getting contracts with certain corporate organizations and businesses, right? So instead of just charging $5, $10 here, you can end up going to charge like $500 or something with other businesses. Okay, so don't just limit yourself to freelancing. Of course, that's what we are doing, and I encourage you to do, but only because you are just starting out. All right. So these are some of the skills, and I hope you are learning something. Freelancing terminologies. What are some freelancing terminologies? Um, there are quite a few that you need to get, so that when you get there and they are asking you questions, you don't really get. And by the way, these are not big words that you are not familiar with. These are things that you are familiar with. Okay, something like gig. What is a gig? So a gig is basically a service that you offer. That's simply what a gig is. So I can create a gig. When I say I'm creating a gig, it simply means I am creating an offer to sell. For instance, for example, I will write your blog post in 2 days. This is a gig. Now, in this gig, I will list out everything that is going to be involved in the blog post that I'm going to be writing. Like things like, is my blog post going to meet SEO? Like things like search engine optimization. Am I willing to do a repetition if the person requests for it? Because sometimes you may give offer a gig, do a project, and what did I write? Repetition. What the hell is this? Is that correct? Repeat. Okay. So you may offer a gig, and the person may ask you to go through and make some amendments and all of that. Don't get bored, right? It's good. You must learn how to relate with some of these people, because see, if you're able to impress a client, look, you can sleep. They will keep bringing their gigs to you, right? So that is one of the things you should learn. Your customer relation or your client relation is very important. I didn't mention that in the skill session, right? Your client's relation or your customer relation is very important. And you must also know how to be confidential, especially when you are dealing with other people's documents. Don't accept a gig and let the person find their documents all over the internet. That's not a good thing to do as a freelancer. All right. So yes, these are some of the terminologies, like something like a gig. The other thing is portfolio, right? Every freelancer will need a portfolio. Don't worry if you don't know what a portfolio is, or don't worry if you don't have one. I'm going to help you out with it. Okay. So a portfolio is actually a collection of your past records, your past works, right? For instance, if you say you can write me a blog post in 2 days, I want to see samples of blog posts that you have written. That is a portfolio, right? It's just an online platform, something like a simple website that tells me what you do and leads me to examples or samples of what you have done in recent times. Okay, that is basically your portfolio. So we will be learning how to create your own portfolio, how to outsource projects. Even if you didn't do it for anybody, like you can just generate them and put them there like you have done it. Okay, I mean, we don't have to go to the bush to get a game. Okay, we can still be home and feed Isaac with a game. So don't worry. Like this is the only place you find some of these things. Okay, so I think we're almost done with our 1 hour, and I don't want to go. I don't intend to go beyond that. So I'm sure I've been able to explain to you what freelancing is, some of the benefits you're going to get, the qualities that you need to develop as a freelancer, some of the skills and talents that you can monetize, and some freelancing terminologies. I mean, portfolio and gig are the most basic ones, the most common ones you will find. Okay, so I just thought to say it because, of course, not everybody knows what these things are. So yes, guys, we are bringing it all to an end for tonight, and hopefully tomorrow we're going to be doing module 2, module 3, and it's going to be super exciting. I'm going to take you to the freelancing platforms. We are going to be creating our accounts on 2 different freelancing platforms. We are going to be selecting the niche. We're going to be doing keyword research and how to set up a gig, right? Those are the things we're going to be doing tomorrow, and I'm super excited already, guys. I'm super excited already. So don't miss tomorrow's session. And by the way, is anybody here having any question? If you have any question, please let me know, right? If you have any question, please let me know. Dennis, you got a question? Are you okay? All right. Um, I guess you're okay. So yes, I'm gonna be stopping this session, and I'm gonna make the recording available as well, so that those of you who are not able to join will have access to it. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I know a lot of you were trying to join, but you had challenges with your internet, and that's okay because we live in a third world, and that is one of the demons that we fight with every single day, right? So, yes, have a good night, guys. Cheers.